credit for smart.
Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, February 17th. Show number 218. Oh, I don't like this.
Hey, everybody.
I am not at the Ron Miller Race Car Studio like normal.
I am.
Ron's there all by himself. Yeah, I didn't brave that.
I'm at the Hillbilly High Banks.
Yeah. Is it raining down there? Snowing? What's it doing down there?
It is. It's icing.
Ice, yeah. It's snowing here.
It's snowing like crazy here.
Yeah. It was just switched over to ice about a half hour before I got here. It stopped now?
No.
I know. We used to have a screen up there where we could see outside. That's why looking up there for Tim's reminded me that, hey, it's gone.
Yeah, hey, we don't have that.
Well, we thought one of us may not have power tonight with the ice storm that was supposed to be happening, so we figured, we give it a better shot if each of us were at different places. So I ran up to Ron's at lunchtime and grabbed
super powered race car motors, the V8s to hook up to the generator.
Yeah.
You got that, Ron?
Pulley up to off the.
Anyway, it's the Hammer Down Racing Report presented by Oakshade Raceway, coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. Also, you can follow us on YouTube. Listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I was telling you weren't with us last week, were you, Jerry?
No, I
missed out. You missed out on our Darren Nida interview. Very similar to our guest tonight, which we'll talk about here in just a second. But I was telling Ron I was doing some looking at our podcast numbers to see who's listening to the show. USA, obviously, is our biggest country. Australia is not the second biggest, but they're third. But guess who's second? We have the
Please
second.
Don't tell me India.
Yeah, it's India. Yeah, it's India. We have a lot of listeners in India. We're huge in India.
They're getting our listener list so they can sell car warranties.
There it is.
Tonight on the show, who do we have, Mr. Keyser?
Alongside the 2021 Great Lakes Lightning Sprint Series champion, Jac Nickles, right here at the Hillbilly High Banks. You ready to bring Jack in here?
Just a moment. We'll bring him in just a second. First, we got to pay some bills here. Thanks again to Oakshade Raceway, where fastest meets a race, racing every Saturday night. during
been
race
there.
season? Not yet. Have you? A couple times. I've seen you in a truck out there. Follow him on social media, oakshaderaceway.com. Again, Summer Nationals coming up July 16th, so make sure to save that date on your calendar. The birthday race ought to be a fun time, and hopefully we'll get the full schedule coming out within the next couple weeks, and hopefully, fingers crossed.
I was going to blame that on Oakshade's IT guy.
No, Oakshade's IT guy has not gotten the schedule yet to post.
Really?
So, yeah, I believe some folks are on vacation.
Hiatus.
Is that what it is? Also got to thank Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, or if you're racing drivers, your favorite drivers, you need a picture of them. Charlie's got them. From action shots to victory lane. They do special photo shoots too by appointment. So if you want to, maybe you got a senior in high school for next year, senior pictures. Wants to do? Was that what's sitting beside you? Maybe he needs to call.
Junior this year or senior?
I'll be a junior next year.
Junior next year.
Okay.
He's still young. He's still got time to be the next Kyle Larson.
Well, he can call. I'm sure Charlie will still be around. Give Charlie a call at Freeze Frame Photos, 419-476-9978. And still not too late to get a custom calendar for this year, and it goes through January. And then, or you could order ahead for next year. Yeah, your calendar's not behind you there.
He's got a lot of vintage photos too, Scott. So you could come up with a really cool calendar.
He does have some more.
He has
yeah.
pictures of my dad and my grandpa racing at Oakshade in the 80s, so that's pretty cool stuff that he throws all the time on the Oakshade Remembers page.
Gotcha. Also, thanks to Big D's Pizza, we got some breaking news regarding Big D's Pizza coming up later on. That's a tease. We'll get to that later on tonight. Also, we'll be giving away, of course, Big D's Pizza with tonight's How Many, and last week's winner. We'll announce who that is. Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, we already mentioned them, and Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon, also sponsors. So let's bring...
Your beard trim. I'm going to have to go see that.
Yeah, you are. It is getting a little... it's longer than up here. It's like you could turn upside down and it'd be like you have long hair.
Rock
I think... let's bring in Jack.
Another organic show on the Hammer
Yes.
Down Racing Report tonight.
Here we go.
Jac Nickles. He is not named after a guest we had on a few weeks ago, Jack Hewitt, because then his name would be spelled wrong. Jack, you want to tell everybody how you got your name?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. My dad was in the hospital with my mom, and my mom wanted me to name some generic name. And my dad said, I don't know about that, so let's name him Jack.
After?
Hot and Shield.
Okay, there you go. Jac Nickles, the 2021 GLLS Great Lakes Lightning Sprints champion. And just like our guest last week, it sounds like you're moving up from the micro mini sprints up until the full-size real deal things.
Yeah. Decided to move up because won a championship. I think won over 20 races over my career. So decided it's time to move up, and decided now.
So give us a little background on your racing career. How long did you race with Great Lakes Lightning Sprints? I can't say GLLS. It's too hard. How long did you race with them, and what'd you do before getting with them? Did you do go-karts or anything like that?
Yeah, I raced with Great Lake Lightning Sprints for about 2 years. And before that, I raced go-karts for 7 years.
Okay. Arnold Kirsch, he says, technically, what is a lightning sprint? You want to explain that?
Yeah. So I think it's like a midget chassis, pretty much the same size as a midget. Has a 1,000cc motorcycle engine, and you sit straight just like a sprint car would. You don't sit like a micro, like a go-kart. And pretty much it's just like a full-size midget with a wing.
And that series runs primarily Michigan. Was it Indiana? Do they have any races there too?
Yeah, Michigan and Indiana.
Okay. And you are the champion. How many races did you win last year?
Last year, I believe it was 14.
14. That's...
No,
And how
Darren Knight last week said that he could run 2 or 3 classes a night by changing the car around. Same scenario for you, Jack?
That is not. We only have one class. That's 1,000
Okay.
cc.
So, and I guess you play basketball too. Is it hard to choose between basketball and racing? I understand they're different seasons, so they don't really interfere with each other. But if you had to choose, which way would you go?
I'd go racing all the way.
Good answer. I think most of our listeners would support that answer too. Mm-hmm. Are you any good at basketball though, or what are you? JV?
I'm all right.
Varsity?
Yeah, JV. Yep, JV.
You play any other sports?
I do not. I just race during the summer and basketball during the winter.
Now, Jack has a personal connection to being right here at the Hillbilly High Banks as well. Tim obviously, has built this from the ground up. That number 31 wing you see behind us came off of Jack's car last year. And that's representative of the Nickles family for years and years that raced at Lima Land and all over Ohio and throughout the country, actually. Don and Harold Nickles, kind of laid the groundwork and had so many great drivers that drove for him over the years, including Jac Hodenshield. Jack, you running the 31 again this year with the 410s? Are you bringing the 31 back to life for the Nickles family?
Yeah, I'm going to bring the 31 back to life. And that's where I really got my original, paint scheme. As you can see here, down at Harold's. I'd stop up there when I was about 4 years old. And I remember I was not even tall enough to look over the door window and look into the shop. And I'd always see the frame out there. And I always tell them, one day I'm going to drive for down at Harold. And, they quit racing in the early 2000s, so I was never able to do that. So I did the next best thing and just replicated the car.
So what are your plans for this year? What is this race season going to look like for you?
We'll probably start off in Butler, and we'll have to see as the season goes on. We'll probably hit Fremont a couple times. And, if we keep doing good and don't get on my head, we'll probably go to Attica one time.
You said you're going to be running a 410?
Yep, Dash 12 410 at Butler.
Okay.
Want to try going to any of the bigger tracks? Or are you going to just stick to Butler, Fremont, Attica, try to learn the ropes? And
yeah, I'll probably just stick to Butler, Attica, Fremont, learn the ropes, piece the car. And to be honest, Butler is a pretty big track.
Yeah.
It is.
A little higher speed, get a chance to get your feet with some of the high speeds up there. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Any chance of going up to I-96?
I don't know. That's probably up to my dad. He's the the main chief. I wouldn't mind it. I'd race anywhere.
We're keeping the wing on all year. Or are you going to try it topless at all?
We'll probably keep the wing on. I wouldn't mind racing on a wing, but mom and dad say no.
Well, new owners at Butler. Was that Tim Wilbur, I believe?
Yes.
Yep.
So cool there. What do you think? Have you actually been in a 410 before, or will the first time you race be the first time you're in the car?
That would be the first time in the car.
You looking forward to it? How excited are you?
Yeah, I'm excited, but a little bit nervous. New car, bigger, more horsepower.
Okay, so what? Do you think you're ready, or was it everybody around you thinks you're ready, or is it you and everybody think you're ready for the move to a 410?
I think I was ready. Constantly in the top 5, never really got in the wrecks, and I think it was just time. Honestly,
So you haven't been upside down yet?
I've been upside a couple times.
Okay.
All
right.
It wasn't my fault though. It was just
Of course
wrong
not.
place, wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time.
That's the answer for every racer. It's never my fault. It wasn't my fault.
Right.
What was that crazy guy doing? I don't know. So what? Who are some of the current drivers you look up to? Any sprint car drivers or drivers in other disciplines?
Yeah, like Max Stanball. Max Stanball helps us out a lot.
Really?
Giving us tips. Yep. Up inside Michigan, we'd park next to each other. He'd come over, talk for a few minutes. And yeah, he looks up. I look up to him, and I'd really say my other real idol, probably Jac Hodenshield.
What about here? Brian has a question. He wants to know why skip over the 305 and go straight to the 410s?
We were actually looking at 305s at first, and we actually noticed at the price range and the rural package that they had, you'd only be limited to about 2 tracks. With the 410, you can go to Butler, Indiana, Michigan, all over Michigan, Ohio, and that's probably like the main reason we went to 410.
And you can take the wing off and go a couple other places. Oh, I didn't say that out loud.
So you're going to run the full season then at Butler and maybe hit some other tracks then?
Yep, we're probably going to run Butler weekly. And then, if they're off, we might go down to Waynesfield or Fremont.
I hear drivers really like that track, Waynesfield.
I like Waynesfield. 10 minutes
run
from
there?
my house. Yep, 10 minutes away from my house.
There you go. They'll be running. I just totally lost my train of thought there. So, I mean, do you have...
Duncan compares Waynesfield in a 410 to flying a jet fighter in a gymnasium. Is that something that you're looking forward to, that super high speed around a small track like that to take on some of the best?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I think it'd be pretty fun.
Are there any other young drivers of that are moving up with you that you'll be competing against this year at Butler, or you pretty much it?
I don't know. I think I'm pretty much it, but I think you had Naide on here before me. I raced against him. Good driver, clean, smooth. So maybe we might go up against him at Attica.
And like you, he comes from a long line of racers. So
yep,
I think that could be important.
Yeah,
should have a match race between these two.
There you go. A couple guys coming up from the same age, the same ranks. I think it'd be neat. Maybe we ought to talk to some of these promoters to make that happen. Turn these two into rivals and let them make some money off of it.
I think the two of them are heading opposite directions together.
Yeah, hopefully we not enemies, but more friends.
Okay, what kind of long-term goals do you have? I mean, beyond this season, you plan to continue running at Butler? You plan, I guess, even further out in the future, do you plan maybe to run with one of the touring series, the All-Stars, World of Outlaws, or even the new wingless Extreme Outlaws?
Yeah, I think I'd probably go with World of Outlaws. Honestly, anything with the steering wheel, I drive it. So wherever this racing my career takes me, I'll probably head to that path.
We hear that a lot.
So you're along for the ride wherever it goes. If you had your choice, I mean, where you ultimately would like to end up, would it be the World of Outlaws, or would you like to go to something even beyond that?
I'd probably say the World of Outlaws. If stock car comes, I think it'd be fun to try, but I think it's a little bit political, more than sprint cars is.
I got a meme from Dean Henry a couple hours before we came on. It said that Kyle Larson is moving back down to Cup just so he can be competitive. You looking forward to racing with that kind of talent at some point?
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty fun, racing side by side with Kyle Larson and all of them, and Christopher Bell. It might be a little bit intimidating, but rather than that, I think it'd be pretty fun.
Have you ever run or have any intentions to run the Tulsa Shootout or the Chili Bowl?
Actually, I think the year I got into lightning sprints, they got rid of the 1,000 cc's, and I'm pretty sure instead of now like the Chili Bowl, they got like this Nationals. Oop, I think the mic got muted.
I still hear you.
But they got this Nationals over inside Missouri.
Okay.
So I think I won that this year. And other than that, I think that's kind of like the Chili Bowl.
Okay.
Seems like that's a lot of young racers' goal. It has to be a pretty cool week.
Yeah, I think I'd like to go down there just to go down and watch. It'd be fun to race though too.
So when is your first race going to be in that 410?
I don't think they got a schedule out yet, but probably maybe the end of April, start of May.
And that's going to be probably at Butler then, will be your first race?
Yep, Butler. And then we might try to get some seat time in, just some practice laps at Waynesfield, but we'll have to see.
No thoughts of getting your feet wet at Attica early in the year?
Probably not early in the year. Maybe towards midsummer when it starts to get dried out.
Sure.
You know, with that higher horsepower engines aren't going to do so good on the dry, harsh racetrack.
When's basketball season wind up for you?
I think I got 2 games left. We got one tomorrow and Saturday.
All right.
What position do you play?
Like a small forward, power forward.
I gotcha. Got a good 3-point shot?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
All right. So 2 more games, then your focus is on racing, right?
I'm focused on racing all year round. You know, basketball is kind of something to do in the wintertime. You know, still working the car in the winter, tear it down, rebuild it.
Now, have you done any the sim racing?
Yeah, I tried to get on Sims, and but what I've noticed is that people don't know how to drive sometimes on there. All they know is there's a reset button, not the bruises that come after tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it's a lot less expensive hitting that reset button instead of
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you get any pointers from doing any of the sim racing as far as getting ready for the 410?
Yeah, definitely. You know, when it comes to like the speed, you know, the arm movement, you know, the track dries off. You got to use your throttle and your brake to steer the car. So that comes in handy when it comes to using the sims.
I'm gonna have to try and do one of these sim rigs. I haven't done sim racing.
You need to come down here to the Hillbilly High Banks.
I know.
We got a guy racing right now. We would turn around here. Cody Terry's over there turning some laps.
I just read a story too this morning. Speaking of what is it?
iRacing.
iRacing. I don't know why I was like e-racing. That's not right. iRacing. That esports. It's going to be an esport thing for colleges. They're getting into iRacing.
Real.
Yeah. So like you could go to. Do you plan on going to college, Jack?
Yeah, but no. If racing comes first, someone gives me a chance, I'll probably go racing.
Well, see, this might be an incentive for kids to go to college because now you can join the esports iRacing team and represent your college.
That's right.
I don't know what colleges they're going to be in, but it's like, yeah, I went to OSU. I was their number 1 racer guy in esports. Got a full ride scholarship.
I got a full ride scholarship for Madden 22. Yeah.
Well, Jack, we wish you luck, and you're gonna have to keep Jerry or one of us updated on how things are going for you there at Butler, and be cool.
Maybe we'll get you back on sometime this summer if we can, and
let
everybody know how you're doing. And
yeah, totally,
that'd be great.
Yeah, excellent.
Just a quick FYI, you said that you're a junior. I don't think we asked how old you are.
I'm 16.
So you're old enough to drive.
I am old enough to drive. Yep, I'll be 17 end of April.
Cool.
Yep.
So absolutely another young gun.
This is one thing I've always wanted to ask because I didn't get into racing until well after I had my driver's license, and you've been racing well before you had your driver's license.
Yep,
do you have to unlearn things when you're taking your driver's test?
To be honest, I got docked for driving too slow. So
you were too careful?
Yeah, too careful.
All right. Yeah, well, I wondered how that worked. So, yeah. Interesting. Oh, and I saw Pam. Pam is not on vacation from Oakshade.
No,
she's in the snow.
Home working.
She's working on the schedule, I bet.
As we speak.
Pam's always out to lunch.
So we had we got actually a lot of racing action going on this past week or so. Jerry, what do you got for us?
Well, this week's racing roundup kicked off with the Lucas Oil Late Models at East Bay Raceway Park on Thursday night. It was Brandon Shepard picking up the win. Did it again on Friday, and then Saturday, Our buddy Devin Moran picked up the big win down at East Bay. Next up for the Lucas Oil Late Models, 411 Motor Speedway on Friday, March 11th and Saturday, March 12th. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars were in action at Volusia Speedway Park on Thursday. It was Donnie Schatz picking up the win over Kyle Larson. On Friday night, Sheldon Hodenshield picked up the wild win. Him, David Gravel, and Brad Sweet battled wheel to wheel the last three laps, and Sheldon came off 4 last corner, last lap pass to pick up the win. And then on Saturday, it was David Gravel picking up the win at Volusia. Next up for the World of Outlaws sprints, the Magnolia Motor Speedway in Mississippi on Friday, February 25th, and the Rev in Louisiana on Saturday, February 26th. Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions, East Bay Raceway Park, Monday night, Tyler Courtney picked up the win. On Tuesday, it was Corey Eliason in the Rudine Racing number 26. Next up for the All-Stars, Attica Raceway Park on April 8th and 9th. The World of Outlaws Case Late Models, Volusia Speedway Park on Wednesday was Brandon Overton. The engine survived just long enough to hold off Devin Moran. Ashton Winger dominated the makeup feature that was postponed from January. Next up for the Outlaws Late Models, Volusia Speedway Park tonight through Saturday. NASCAR action, Joey Logano won the Busch Light Clash at the LA Memorial Coliseum. Next up for NASCAR, the Blue-Green Vacation Duels at Daytona International Speedway tonight at 7 and 9 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. And that does it for this week's Racing Roundup.
Nice job. Skipping over my duplication there.
Yeah.
It's very
I like
impressive.
how I kind of caught myself. You heard the pause, I'm sure.
That's why I looked down and was like, oh yeah, that's why. Thanks to Big D's Pizza, Subs, Ribs, Chicken, and more in Clyde. Excuse me, give me a call. I'm all choked up about it. Give them a call at 419-547-1444. You can order online as well at orderbigdspizza.com. Check out the new cheese and pepperoni.
Sponsors of Devin Moran's number 9 that picked up the big 10,000 to win.
Check out their pizza bites served with a side of marinara sauce. You might want to order soon, though, because I don't know how long they're going to be delivering tonight with the weather changing. I'm assuming it's probably just rain over there at this point, but the snow, it's a-coming. And stay tuned for some news from Big D's here in a little bit. Also, Ron Miller Race Cars, 734-856-7223 for race cars, parts, safety equipment, and service.
Right here, kids.
That guy, I saw him today and ordered some stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, pulled my engine out, found a whole bunch of stuff was not good.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it wasn't terrible. Just broken pieces and stuff that needs replaced. That's all.
Broken pieces in the engine is never good.
It wasn't in the engine. It was everything around the engine had issues. The transmission, my headers.
One of the engine attaching points.
Yeah, one of the one of the engine mounts came off with the engine.
Look, the biggest problem is just the loose nut behind the steering wheel.
That is very loose. Very loose. So we got some racing news here before we get to the how many and give away a pizza here. Nick Hoffman, he was the winner Saturday night at Volusia and earned his 7th Big Gator for the Dirt Car Modified Nationals. And special note, Tony Anderson, former guest on the show, won the makeup feature to bring home a mini Gator. So congratulations to him.
Lima, Ohio.
Fremont Speedway posted their tentative 2022 race schedule on their Facebook page on Sunday. The season kicks off with 2 Attica Fremont Championship Series events. Wait, not 2. Just apparently bad prep. The season kicks off with AFCS 410s, 305s, and trucks on April 23rd. They're going to have Fast and Boss visit on May 28th and August 13th. A couple All-Star Ohio Sprint Speed Week shows, June 11th and 12th. Steel Block Late Models will be back on September 17th, and the 2-day Jim and Joanne Ford Classic with the All-Stars will wrap up the season on Friday, October 10th, and Saturday, October 8th. Any chance, Jack, you might try and run an All-Star show? Maybe by the end of the season, feeling some confident?
Even if you feel confident.
Okay, all right.
We get to October for the Jim and Joanne Ford Classic, and you're feeling good. Is that something you would think about that late in the year to take a shot at?
Yeah, if the equipment's right. not tore up. I think I tried out.
Yeah, Felix, so what do you think about that Steel Block Late Model show? I know you were big on that last year, and that was after Oakshade's season was over.
Yeah, I think that
looks...
might conflict with our normal Saturday night schedule. I have to see how the season is going, but I
again,
don't know.
This is a tentative schedule, so things still may change for Fremont. Eldora Speedway has their 2022 schedule out, and they're kicking it off with the Flow Racing Night in America late model show on Tuesday, April 12th. A Tuesday night show is going to be kicking things off. The Eldora Million will be Wednesday, June 8th, and Thursday, June 9th. The Dirt Late Model Dream, June 10th and 11th. Kings Royal, July 15th and 16th. The World 100 on September 8th through the 10th. And things will wrap up at Eldora with the Four Crown Nationals on September 23rd and 24th. As you heard Jerry mention earlier when talking about the World of Outlaw late models, Case Construction Equipment is the new title sponsor for the World of Outlaw late models with a new multi-year agreement. So now they're going to be called the World of Outlaws Case late models. Just in case.
Get off their case.
The guy's name's Justin, last name's Case. The Wayne County Speedway New Year's Day Enduro race that was originally set for January 1st was rescheduled for Saturday, February 22nd. That, too, has now been rescheduled. It's being pushed back to Saturday, March 5th, weather permitting. There will be 4- and 6-cylinder Enduro plus mini stocks competing there over at Wayne County. So if you've been waiting for that event since New Year's Day, you got to wait a little bit longer. Casey Kane was in a pretty frightening crash Saturday at Volusia in a last-chance qualifier race. The car was mangled, but Kane was able to climb out. We got a little bit of a video to check out for that. It's very quick. Keep an eye toward the back of the pack. Yeah. That's a hard impact there. I got a text or a message from one of our associate producers, Matt Swander. It said, "How is Casey Kane still alive?"
Yeah.
And that was before I saw the wreck. I was like, "What are you talking about? What happened? What did I miss?" I was like, "Ew."
The wing cushioned it, I think, a little bit. That's the only thing I can think, because it did. It went in top first against that wall and hit that hole. That's scary, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah.
Anytime you stop a moving vehicle that quickly, that's the driver absorbs a lot of that force. On Friday, the NASCAR Cup Series drivers announced the formation of the Drivers Advisory Council. It's an independent group of eligible members that, through its passion for competition and sustainability of racing, is committed to further improving the areas of safety in motorsports, growing and enhancing the sport, and maximizing the opportunities for drivers to achieve success both on and off the track. I believe they had one of these a few years back, and then
That's what I was going to say. Didn't they do this a few years ago?
Yeah, like probably 10 years ago, maybe. And then I just kind of stopped hearing about it, so I don't know whatever really happened with that. 7 drivers will serve as the board of directors for the newly formed group, including Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, Denny Hamlin, Corey LaJoie, Joey Logano, Kyle Petty, and Daniel Suarez. Jeff Burton, former NASCAR driver and multi-race winner in the Cup Series, will lead the effort in conjunction with that board of directors. So that's back. It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it, but, why did we get away from it in the first place?
I don't know. This year's Cup race on the dirt at Bristol will be a night race, because suddenly somebody went, wow, maybe if we don't do this in the afternoon under the bright sun, the dirt won't dry out as fast.
Yep.
So, the Cup race has been moved to a night race under the lights to keep the track from drying out as much as it did. So, good move. I mean, that's...
See, if they'd have been wearing their sign, we could have prevented that.
Yeah. What was that, Ron?
I'm just saying nothing but rocket science from NASCAR.
Busch Light is launching a 3-year, $10 million commitment to provide female drivers aged 21 and over. Very important. They got to be 21 and over. What's her Haley Deegan. I don't believe she's 21 yet. So she's not included in this. Amber Balkan is included in this, but they're providing these female drivers in NASCAR more funding, track time, media exposure, and training. The program's called Busch Light Accelerate Her Program. A release from Busch Light states this is a first-of-its-kind program is focused on addressing the one number that needs the most attention in NASCAR. 0 women drivers are currently competing in the sport's highest level. As one of the only large-scale sports organizations where women and men compete directly, accelerating gender equality in NASCAR presents a major and immediate opportunity to advance diversity in sports both today and for future generations. The inaugural sponsorship recipients of the program are Tony Breininger, Natalie Decker, Amber Balkan, Jennifer Jo Cobb, Brittany Zamora, Stephanie Moyer, and Melissa Fiffield.
Busch Light St. James missed the train.
Well, I think
Because she shaved her mustache.
Yeah, that was a Jack quote.
Yeah.
I said, let's do this.
Yeah, so there's that now. A portion of the $10 million commitment will be reserved as a standing sponsorship fund for up-and-coming talent. Speaking of one of those drivers, former guest Natalie Decker will be running in the Xfinity Series this year for Rome Brothers Racing, making her debut at Daytona in the Xfinity Series. So there's that. Breaking news. You ready for the breaking news? So I got a call last night from our sponsor, Big D's Pizza, Dean Henry. He calls me up, tells me that he was talking to Dwayne Hancock, and they have worked out a deal for, I guess Spanky's was a sponsor of the AFCS, but they've gone and I believe he said they are sponsoring a car now. So the pizza sponsorship was open, and Big D's Pizza is stepping in and sponsoring the Attica Fremont Championship Series for this year.
That's pretty awesome.
That is awesome. And more breaking news.
There's more.
Not only is Big D's Pizza a sponsor or former sponsor of Devin Moran, but now the Ocho will be sporting a new sponsor of Big D's Pizza.
Oh, I feel slighted.
I do too, Ron. Me and you are just getting left out of this deal.
There's nothing but chopped liver over here on the right side of the screen.
We'll get you some pizza.
Congratulations,
So, yeah.
Scott. Dean, thank you for your support of racing as always. So glad to have you on board with the with the AFCS series and with the Ocho in 2022.
Yeah, I don't want to cause any divorce or anything though, so hopefully everything will be all right.
It's going to be lonely here next week, Scott.
Hey now. Kyle Larson won the pole for the Great American Race with teammate Alex Bowman starting outside row 1. I only watched the first round. I didn't watch when they did the 10 fastest and they redid it, but I saw the Hendricks cars all went toward the end, and they were the only ones under 50 seconds. First, I thought the cars looked really slow, and they were kind of slow. Not that means it's going to be a bad race. It looked slow qualifying. It was like just watching somebody drive around in a circle, and I don't know why I spent an hour watching that, but the Hendricks the Hendricks drivers seemed to be the only ones that had something figured out where they were under that 50-second barrier.
But that's all single car, right? That's
all single. That's not in pack
draft
or anything. Yeah.
Right. You get in a draft, you got guys like Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace has been great at the big tracks when he doesn't get caught up in somebody's wreck. So, Bubba could definitely be a factor at Daytona.
Well, the duels are going on, actually. Duel number 1, I believe, is right now. So we'll try and wrap up as soon as possible so you can get over and check that out if that's what you want to do. There's other racing going on tonight, too. A lot of racing in Florida. I believe the second duel is scheduled to start about 9 o'clock. Other schedule for this weekend at Daytona, the ARCA Menard Series will kick off their season with the Lucas Oil 200 on Saturday at 1:30. That race will be on FS1. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series will kick off their season Friday night. That's tomorrow night. And that'll be the Next Era Energy 250. Starts at 7:30, also on FS1. The Xfinity Series race will be on Saturday as well. That's the What's for Dinner 300, starting at 5 p.m. Dinner time, imagine that. Also on FS1. And then the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, on Sunday, the 20th, starting at 2:30 on Fox.
Update from Daytona. Just like you said, those Hendrick cars 1, 2, 3 with 23 laps in and dual number 1.
Here's your live update. This is I had to put this in here because I like this artist and it's racing related, and so I was able to do it. So this might be a news article for 2, maybe 1. I don't know. Nita Strauss will perform the national anthem at Auto Club Speedway before the NASCAR Cup Wise Power 400 on Sunday, February 27th. She's an awesome guitarist. She's been playing with Alice Cooper. Saw her at Stranahan with Cooper a couple years ago. So, awesome. Looking forward to that. Kyle Larson expressed continued interest in running the Indy 500 during the press at Daytona this week after Hendrick Motorsports gave him the green light to do that. Larson said it was probably too late to put something together for this year because he wants to be prepared when he goes and runs the 500. So we could see Larson running at the Indy 500 next year.
That's like some of the memes last week for the Super Bowl. Who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl? And
Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
What do you think the IndyCar drivers are thinking, though, hearing something like that? Like, do you think they're scared, or they'll be like, "Oh, we'll show this kid how to real guys race"?
Yeah, I don't think there's a single one of them intimidated. I think guys like Helio Castroneves will welcome Kyle with open arms. Tony Kanaan. I think obviously anything Kyle Larson does is going to be great for racing, just because he has brought so many eyes to the sport with all the things he's done in the last few years.
You ever think we'll see him in Formula One?
I'd love to see it. I really do. I think that would be one of the coolest things ever. And he is that generational talent, like a Mario or an AJ, so. I mean, it'd be something.
Well, and he's a promoter's dream because he brings so many people. To the events.
Everybody knows Kyle Larson's name.
Will they let Caitlin shotgun a beer in F1 when he wins?
Why not? She can shotgun the milk at the 500 if he wins. Not sure how that would work. Isn't that in glass? How would you?
Well, we'll have to get her a plastic jug.
Okay. Jack, would you ever run the Indy 500? Is that something you would like to do in your career?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to do.
Yeah. How about the Daytona 500? If you had to choose, you could run the Daytona 500 or the Indy 500. Which would you choose?
Probably the Indy 500.
Those open wheel guys, sticking with the open wheels.
Open wheels, yep.
Finally tonight, speaking of IndyCar, they're trying to develop an unscripted documentary TV series similar to the Drive to Survive series on Netflix that focuses on Formula One. I know we've referenced that before. Mm-hmm. What was it? A couple years ago, Tony Stewart had Stewart Haas driver, I don't remember who it was, whoever drives in Formula One, put him in his sprint car and do a few laps on a dirt track. Remember that? Am I the only one that remembers that?
I do.
Okay. I don't feel silly then.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that. I remember the IndyCar driver that Jack Hewitt took in the 2-seater over at Terre Haute and scared the living shit out of him.
Brian Ruhlman was at Volusia in a non-wing sprint car, according to Arnold Kirsch.
Very cool.
And Dave Kemmer says that he's at Bubba Speedway tonight with USAC.
Here we go.
We didn't have that wing behind us. We'd probably be watching him right now.
Yeah, we might get in trouble with somebody there. How many? Your chance to win a Big D's pizza. We'll get to this week's how many. First, last week's was how many total points were going to be scored in the Super Bowl. We went off outside of our sport here just a little bit. Total points was 43, 23-20. Were you happy with the results of the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Nobody really cared, right?
I was happy when it was over.
Okay, there you go.
I'm a big Matt Stafford fan, and I thought that he was terribly stifled at Detroit. Certainly glad to see him get that Super Bowl ring, and did it with class. And
you're just happy because you won the on-show portion of how many?
Well,
Because
of course I did.
you undercut me by 1 point and chose 48. So yes, that is not surprising.
No, okay.
So congratulations to you. Our listener winner was Steve Schloss. He picked 42. He was 1 point away.
Ooh,
So
congratulations, Steve.
He's got a Big D's Pizza. Congratulations. If you'd like a shot at winning a Big D's Pizza, here's this week's How Many. How many cars will finish on the lead lap of the Daytona 500? Ron, you won. You get to pick first.
33.
So you don't think there's going to be a lot of attrition?
No,
Okay. What do you think, Jerry?
I don't think there's going to be a lot of crashes.
I think there'll be at least
Everybody's concerned that they don't have enough cars? Is that what you're thinking, Ron?
I just think that it's going to be a very controlled race. I think the cars are much more stable than what they're used to, and yeah, it could tend to go boring once in a while.
Okay, that's kind of what I was getting. I was thinking you were going that way. What do you think, Jerry? How many
I have
cars
no
are
argument with the cars being more stable, but the drivers sure aren't. Kyle Busch is going to cause the big one with 30 laps to go. We're going to have 24 cars finish on the laps.
24?
Ooh,
What do you think, Jack?
that's brutal, Jerry.
That's my number 31.
31. Okay.
31 quick
What?
finish.
Well, it just takes one knucklehead to make a mistake, and they're going to be running close. It looks like so.
Yeah.
I'm with
Speaking
Jerry
of
there.
500, Ryan Blaney's going to be carrying the Limeland Motorsports Park logo on his car as part of the Advance Auto Parts home track series this week.
I hadn't seen that. Cool.
So that'll be very cool. You know, if Ryan Blaney can get to Victory Lane, we'll have Limeland and Victory in Daytona.
This is tough. You're right where I want it. I got to go higher or lower, right around where Jerry's at. I'm going to go 20. I'm going to be the pessimist and go 23.
Ooh.
You left me a lot of room up top. I like that.
Yeah. So if you would like a chance to win a Big D's Pizza, I see some of the guesses already coming in. Just put your comment with the number in our comments, and you will be automatically entered into that. There was a local.
I forgot to mention this. Very special thank you to Percy Gendro, who provided the Hard Charger Award last week for the modifieds at Volusia. Percy, a great guy, hard racer as well. Looking forward to seeing him on the track at Limeland in 2022.
Excellent. So, again, if you'd like a chance to win a Big D's Pizza, put your guess in as to how many cars will finish on the lead lap, not just finish, on the lead lap at Daytona, at the Daytona 500. You have until, we'll say, noon on Sunday to put your guess in. So if you're listening to us on the podcast, not live, just find the video on Facebook or YouTube. We'll count the YouTube comments as well, and you'll be entered into that.
Man, Scott, I thought me and you were pessimistic. Look at this guy.
Oh, yeah.
17.
What's that last name? 17. Well,
He's counting on two big ones.
Well, we used to race back in the day, back before iRacing and all this. We had the Papyrus NASCAR game, and we had a cable that connected our two computers, and we would race each other, and he would get pissed and just turn around and go the wrong way and wreck everybody. And so maybe that's what he's thinking is going to happen.
That's why you're the race car driver, but he's not.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I don't think NASCAR's race car inventory can sustain 17 cars finishing. Their inventory's a little on the low side. Boy, that could make next week's race pretty dismal.
Where are they at next week? I don't even know off the top of my head.
Dave
Is it
Kemmer.
Phoenix? Dave will tell us. Yeah, I suppose I could have looked that up. I know that Auto Club is the following week. I think. Yeah, that'd be the following week. That's when my guitar lady's going to be playing the national anthem. Big D's Pizza Racing menu for this weekend. Nothing. Next racing event in our area is going to be at Attica, coming up mid to late March.
It is Auto Club.
Auto Club is the next race?
Yep.
So are they not racing the following? So there's no race next weekend?
The
Or am I-
20th is the 500. The 27th is Auto Club.
Well, hell.
March 6th will be
I
race.
forgot. This is a really short month. I'm thinking there
Yes.
should be another weekend in there.
Yeah.
All right. Apparently, I need to get some rest. I don't know what's going on anymore. Thanks to our associate producer, Dave Kemmer, and field correspondents, Matt Swander, John Young, and Doug Dock. Next week on the show, we got a couple of guys coming back. They've been on. Last time they were on, this was all in the preliminary talks about the Sprint Cars on Ice coming to Michigan. And now we have an official event that's going to be happening at Houghton Lake on the 25th, I believe. It's the Saturday after our next show, a week from Saturday.
Jack, any thoughts of racing sprint car on ice?
Personally, I don't like the cold, so I wouldn't like it. But it might be fun to try once.
So if somebody came to you with a car and said, "Hey, you want to race this weekend?" You would say,
You know what?
"Okay."
I'd be like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm in, right?
Something I meant to ask you: are you hands-on on the car? Getting it all put together and working on it, wrenching on it.
Yep, I am. Me, my dad, a couple of his work buddies, and Andy. They help us out a lot.
Okay. Well, that's good because I've learned that you can't be a real driver unless you start wrenching on it, and so I had a lot to learn when I started.
One of the guys that helped Jack out a lot was his grandpa, Greg Young, who was a dear friend of mine. Unfortunately, he passed away at the end of the year last year, but we had a little something made up for him here at the Hillbilly High Banks. And share that with everybody. Cool blanket there that
Oh,
Jack and his
Oh,
grandpa.
very nice.
So got those made for Jack and his mom, so he gets to have that memory forever now.
I think I saw that picture on Jack's Facebook. Speaking of which, Jack, do you have social media where fans can follow along with you?
Yeah, I'd probably say Facebook is what I post the most on. And I think it's just Jac Nickles.
Jac Nickles, not Jac Nickles Racing? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Search Jac Nickles, and if there's a racing, it'll come up as well.
Yeah.
Jack like Jack Hodgshield, JAC. No
There you
K.
go.
AC.
Not like Jack Hewitt.
Nope.
That's a
right.
different. Did you like Jack Hewitt?
Hewitt?
You like Jack Hewitt?
Yeah, I like Jack Hewitt.
Okay. I expect you to get angry with officials and speak your mind in the interview right after.
All right.
And you got to come up with a new saying. You can't use his saying and make T-shirts. Anyway, so as I was saying, next week on the show, we're going to be talking Sprint Cars on Ice. Nick Berry of the Sprint Cars on Ice from up there in New England. I don't remember, is it New Hampshire he's from? I think that's where they do most of the Sprint Cars on Ice in the
Right.
New England area. New Hampshire, Maine, what's that other? Vermont? I don't know. All those up.
Yep.
Somewhere up in there.
I don't know if they run the sprint cars, but ice racing is a big deal in northern New York State too.
They do some of that motorcycle racing on
I've
ice.
I've seen that. I've seen videos where they've had sprint cars and stock cars both racing on
Right.
ice together. But Barry Marlowe from the GLSS, Great Lake Super Sprints, Great Lake Lightning Sprints as well, will be joining us, and we'll talk to him about the Great Lakes Super Sprints, Lightning Sprints, all his series. He's got all kinds of series there, which the Sprint Cars on Ice deal came together with in conjunction with Barry Marlowe and Nick Berry getting together and putting that on, making that happen in Michigan. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm tempted to go up there to watch that. Actually, I think I'm going to be in Detroit, though. Got other plans.
Hockey.
No, I think I'm going to a basketball game.
Really?
Yeah, see, basketball.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then 2 weeks from tonight, we may be talking to late model driver David Siebers, if everything works out in his schedule. And there's a story behind that. He raced the Gateway Dirt Nationals and was turned away, was it a week ago or so, from Duck River due to sponsors on his car. 2 weeks ago, okay. So we'll talk about that and why his car was okay for the Gateway Dirt Nationals and why not.
The car was legal. The graphics not so much.
It was just the sponsor and yeah. So we may have a who should have the ultimate say in sponsorship episode. You know, it's kind of tie into the. Was it Brandon Jones, I believe his name is?
Right.
Trying to get a cryptocurrency that they were calling Let's Go Brandon, have that on the car. NASCAR, there's different reports, and depending on who you believe, NASCAR approved it, then they didn't approve it, or NASCAR just didn't approve it flat out. But there's a lot of interesting things going on with sponsorships now, you know, especially when things are getting tight and, you know, you're trying to get money from wherever to go racing. Well, if it wasn't for Big D's Pizza, the Ocho would be the Ocho Superstock would have its dented up, wholly ripped up sheet metal on for this year.
Well, if you don't rip up the sheet metal, you don't have to replace it.
Well, again, as like Jack said, it wasn't my fault.
Exactly.
It was.
Hey, I brought the RK1 back from Oakshade with clean, no dents at all, except for what I put on it loaded on the trailer.
Well, then guess what? You weren't going fast
You'll
enough.
have that.
It was the trailer's fault.
I
It was the
blame
trailer's
you.
fault. Okay. No Hammer Down hotline playback this week. All we had was a telemarketer scam call, so I didn't feel like playing that one back tonight. But if you'd like to call us, leave us a message anytime during the week, 419-318-3081. This is 419-318-3081. Feel free to call anytime, night or day. Nobody's going to answer except for a pre-recorded me telling you to leave a message that whatever you say can and will be used on this show, most likely.
Are you sure that
Probably.
call wasn't from one of our Indian listeners?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I actually looked it up this way.
Your vehicle's warranty was about to expire.
The Ocho's warranty.
No, I got the 3-year plan. I talked to the guy when he called. I paid a lot of money for that. Thanks again to our
Dick
sponsors.
covers bumper to bumper.
Yes, roll bar to roll bar. Thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars, Free Frame Photos, and Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon. Make sure to support those that support us. Yeah, they'll trim your beard too. Talk to my buddy John the Barber over there. He'll do a good job.
I'm going to have to go.
I'm trying to work on them for sponsorship on my race car too, because they have a kick-ass logo. They got this tiki, crazy-looking thing. It's pretty cool. I'll maybe next week.
Put your head
show
on top of it though if they do that.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that. That's just awful. Again, next week we're talking sprint cars on ice, so make sure to tune in live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live. Catch us on favorite podcasting platform. Visit our website, HammerdownRacingReport.com for all the latest. Jack, thanks for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And
Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll catch everybody else next week, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
We out.
See ya.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.